vlog. This is the first, it's live. I'm actually broadcasting this live both on YouTube and Twitch. New at Twitch. As most of you know, I've got a couple episodes on YouTube. Now, with this vlog, it's been months. The last broadcast that I did was May 14th. I was hoping to do one or two a week, but things just got kind of crazy and started burning out. This vlog is just kind of to talk about technology. It's off the cuff, none of it's scripted. That's one of the reasons why I actually decided to try doing this live. The pressure's on, but I guess so far so good. Anyways, this is kind of scattered. I just wanted to get back at this little project because it's been so long since I've done one of these. Some fun stuff I've been working on lately is for those of you that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, just recently I did a quick brief video on my home lab setup. A lot of you have been asking to see a video or read a write-up on what I've got set up there. So please check out that video if you haven't had a chance. I go into all my servers. I've got a couple HP DL360P Gen 8s. I've got an HP MSA 2040 storage array. Some Ubiquiti network gear, doing 10 gig, 48 port switch, a very old Synology DS1813 Plus NAS device. I've got some cool news as far as Synology goes, but I'll get to that in a second. And just some other stuff, running VMware, iSCSI, MPIO, the whole deal. So make sure you check out the video. Now, in other news, something cool that I wanted to share is I ended up getting Telus's 1 gigabit fiber internet connection for my home lab. I do a lot of work with VDI, virtual desktop infrastructure. So with that, you know, it operates the best when you have low latency. So I decided to get a fiber connection set up. That was a little bit hectic. Telus kind of dropped the ball as far as their business technical support goes. It's kind of interesting when you call technical support for a business internet connection and they can't even understand basic networking terminology. So, but after 2 weeks, finally got it going and was able to use the static IPs and whatnot. It's pretty cool. I've got a Sophos UTM firewall set up, and I've actually got both my Shaw Business and my Telus fiber connection coming in. So I've got it configured with dual WAN. I think I've got about 5 static IPs with Telus. I've got about 7 or 8 static IPs with Shaw. So for the most part, I can do load balancing, WAN balancing, and the fiber connection is sweet. On tests with no security turned on, I'm getting 3 millisecond latencies. And as most of you that are familiar with VDI know, the less latency, the better. So I'm really happy about that and really excited to start using that. In other news, jumping back to the Synology stuff, a big thank you goes out to Kyle at Synology for shipping out this Diskstation DS1621 Plus. Synology was nice enough to send that unit out to me to do some reviewing. They also sent out an 8 gig DIMM and a dual SFP Plus 10 gig NIC. So I'm pretty excited to start playing with that. I feel kind of bad. They shipped it out 3 weeks ago, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to test it out yet. Also, there was a little bit of a delay. The drives got shipped in a second shipment, and that actually didn't arrive until last week. This unit's pretty cool. It's the latest generation. Sorry, it's escaping my mind. It's got dual NVMe for caching. You can set up read and write caching. 6 bays. So I'm really looking forward to getting that going. I'm going to be hooking it up to my 10 gig Ubiquiti switch and doing some testing with iSCSI, NFS. I'm going to be doing MPIO with iSCSI and doing some benchmarks. So I'm hoping eventually to get some NVMe sticks for that and maybe do a drive upgrade and see what I can do. Now, in other news, one thing I wanted to talk about with episode 3 was Synology in the last couple months released their DSM version 7. I gotta say, it's pretty nice. So far, I've had a chance to try out some of the stuff like Active Backup for Business, Hyper Backup. I actually gave Synology C2 Cloud Backup a try. I'm actually really impressed with that so far. I've got nightly backups of quite a bit of data going up to Synology C2's cloud, so expect a couple blog posts on that. Now, just jumping into work updates. As always, super busy with a whole bunch of VDI implementations. It's just the last 2 years with COVID-19 have just been VDI after VDI after VDI, implementation, migration, fixing. It's just crazy. On Friday, I pushed out 4 golden images for a customer, healthcare customer up in Edmonton, and yeah, it's just nuts. Also a lot of Duo implementations, Duo MFA 2FA. So that's kind of fun. Been doing some Exchange troubleshooting and filled in for a customer of mine as their IT director over in New York. So that's always fun to do. Other than that, not much is going on other than jumping into life updates. The COVID restrictions ended a couple months ago, so thankfully we were able to get back to the gym. Doing my 3:30 a.m. gym sessions every morning, trying to stay sane. As you know, I think I've mentioned this before in a couple of videos. A lot of my customers are in the States in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, so I usually have to get up super early and be ready to rock at about 5:30 every morning. So travel's back. I've done quite a bit of flying, probably about 9 flights in the last 3 months, visiting Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, Vancouver, BC, Canada, and some other places. So that's kind of nice. Now, what's really interesting is that as of Monday, we have some new restrictions coming into place. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects everything. But for the most part, I guess, as long as you got paperwork and you're vaccinated, you should be good to go as far as restaurants and future travel. So other than that, something really big that I wanted to bring attention to, again, the ideas and the thoughts that I had for this show, this document, or I guess the list that I created for myself, was actually created months ago. It's just with being so busy, I haven't been able to record these. So this is a hodgepodge of everything that's happened in the last couple of months that I wanted to bring attention to. VMware Horizon View 8 version 2106 got released. That's pretty exciting stuff. There's some enhancements as far as audio goes and some other things. So I actually think I'm going to be doing a separate episode for that, just because I want to go into detail as to what's included in it. Right now I'm in the process of upgrading a lot of my customers. As most of you know, I'm also a VMware vExpert, so I do quite a bit of VMware consulting. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. As far as some new blog posts that I've done in the last little while, last week I did a post covering Synology C2 Cloud Firewall exceptions. So if you do end up implementing or setting up one of these Synology Diskstations and you want to connect to C2's cloud, if you have an advanced or enterprise grade firewall set up, you're going to need to set up some firewall exceptions for that to make sure that you get the fastest speed possible. Now this is one post that I'm actually really proud of. I did a mega guide on how to deploy, install, and configure Microsoft Office 365 in a VDI environment. This is a big post, and I cover how to set it up, configure it, and deploy it in persistent and non-persistent instant clone VDI virtual machines. So if you're new to VDI and you're just getting started, it's a great resource to have. I cover setting up roaming profiles, the identity stores for to make Office 365 work, SCA, shared computer activation, and a handful of other things. So make sure you check it out if you're using VDI and have Office 365 deployed. One other post that I did a couple months ago was Microsoft Teams optimization for VMware Horizon Linux clients. Now, this is super cool. As most of you know who are using VDI, typically when connecting to a VDI environment, you're either using zero clients or thin clients. In the past, in order to take advantage of the Microsoft Teams optimization, you traditionally had to use a thin client that usually ran Windows Embedded or Windows 10 Enterprise. Now, what's really nice is that with Horizon View 8 2106 is that now in the Linux client, they actually have support for Teams optimization. And so when I originally wanted to do the recording for this video, it was just, it's available and it hasn't been deployed yet. But in the months since, for example, Tenzig, my company's a Tenzig partner and I sell Tenzig Zero clients. I've actually used them in-house here as well. They've actually made available a patch for your Zero clients to deploy the new Horizon View client. And I got to say, I actually did some testing with Microsoft Teams optimization with the Tenzig 5948 QV Zero client. And I got to say, it works freaking sweet. Video conferencing, no issues. It is like rock solid. Again, the big selling point between the Zero clients and the thin clients is that the thin clients run Windows 10 embedded, which means that you're paying for that Windows 10 license, whereas the Zero clients are usually an embedded Linux device. And so you can usually reduce the licensing costs or the cost of the device by removing the software licensing. So other than that, current projects, just going to get this Synology DS1621 rocking. Still doing a lot of work with my AMD S7150 X2 GPU. That is an MxGPU that's designed for 3D acceleration for VDI environments. Still doing quite a bit of work with my NVMe storage project. I did a big blog post a while back. I think I mentioned it in the last vlog, but make sure you check it out if you haven't. Some super crazy high-speed storage. And I also mentioned that I picked up a couple of the 10 Zig thin clients, their beefiest and best model, as well as their general desktop. I feel bad. I purchased these out of my own pocket like 4 or 5 months ago, and I've just been so swamped with work that I created the unboxing videos. Check them out on YouTube, by the way. And then I put them back in the box, and they've been sitting in my garage since, just because I haven't had any time to play with them. So I'm hoping that after I get this Synology stuff opened up and play around with that, I'll be able to open up the 10 Zig units and do some demos with how-to guides, how to set them up, how to configure the thin clients, how to add them to domains, deploy with them with GPOs. As well as just testing and demoing Microsoft Teams optimization with that. So I think that pretty much sums it up. You can expect episode 3.1 covering the Horizon View 8 features and functionality. And other than that, I guess this concludes my first live vlog. I'm hoping to start doing these all in the future. So once I get used to it, I'm hoping the stress subsides a little bit and I'm a little bit more calm and comfortable. So anyways, I see I've got 2 viewers online right now across both Twitch and YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to like and subscribe, and leave